Yeah, hi, good afternoon, guys. I'm audible for everyone. I will share my screen. We are discussing OOPS principles. Till now, we successfully completed three principles. First principle is encapsulation. Second principle is inheritance. Third principle is polymorphism. Today, we'll discuss about the abstraction. Yeah. So now we'll discuss about the abstraction. Before going to start abstraction, we will have the simple concept that is the final keyword. So this is the small concept. We'll discuss about the final and then we'll start with the abstraction principle. We'll start with the abstraction principle. So first point about the final. Final is the keyword. Final is the keyword. It is the keyword which will be available in the Java reserved words. Java reserved words. Basically, like in the inheritance concept, we can extend properties from parent to child with the help of inheritance. But some cases, if you don't want to extend the properties from parent to child, then you should declare with the final. Whenever you declare with the final, then the properties we cannot uh, we cannot move from one parent to child class. So that is the final concept. So final, this word we can use in three cases. We can use in three places. First one, I would say class name, and second one variables. Second one variables, and third one methods. Third one method. Third one methods. Like if you declare with the final word, then if you, for example, I am taking the methods. I am taking the methods like the public class. I am taking public class. Test is the class name, and from here to here, this is the scope of class. Now here, normally how will you take the methods? Void m1. Yeah, void m1. From here to here, this is the scope of the method. If I declared with the final, so this method we cannot override. We cannot extend this method anywhere. This is the final. Final meaning constant. Final meaning constant. Whenever you declared with the methods, whenever you declared with the variables, whenever you declared with the class, we cannot override. We cannot override, we cannot reuse those values. We cannot reuse those values. So this is the simple topic about the final keyword. Final is the keyword. This we can use in three places: class level, variables level, and methods level. If you declare with the final with the class name, we cannot override anywhere. We cannot override anywhere. Final is nothing but constant values. Constant values. If you declare with the final, then that is the immutable. Immutable meaning we cannot modify. We cannot modify. So if the methods you can declare with the mutable, you can declare with the final, then that is the immutable. Once you declare with the final, then that is we cannot change in the future. Okay, that is the small story about the final. So after the final, I will start with the abstraction. So this abstraction is the fourth principle actually. Abstraction. So in the interview perspective, they will ask the first question: what does it mean by abstraction? What does it mean by abstraction? So abstraction, it is used to hide the unnecessary data and provide the required, hide the unnecessary data and provide necessary information. unnecessary data and provide required information. Provide required information. So this is the first in the interview perspective they will ask what does it mean by abstraction. Abstraction, it is used to hide the unnecessary data and provide the required information. Provide the required information. Okay. In the abstraction, we can achieve abstraction using abstract classes and interfaces. We can achieve abstraction using abstract classes and interfaces. So we can achieve abstraction using abstract classes and interfaces. So we'll discuss one by one. What does it mean by abstract classes? What does it mean by abstract classes? Abstract is the keyword. If you declared with the class name with the abstract class, then you can say that is the abstract class. Normally, I will tell. For example, normal, how will you take the class name? Public class name, and test is the class name. Test is the class name. And from here to here, this is the scope of the class. Here, this is the scope of the class. This is the scope of the class. This is the normal class. So for this normal class, if you mention the abstract, then it will become a abstract class. In the abstract class contain only abstract methods. So before this one, I will explain methods, types of methods. What are the types of methods you have in Java? Types of methods: instance method and static method. So we'll go one step down. We'll go one step down. One step down, we have two types of methods. Those are concrete method and I would say next one abstract methods. So in the interview perspective, they will ask the question, what is the difference between concrete method and abstract method? What is the difference between the concrete method and abstract method? Abstract method meaning, like, abstract method doesn't contain the body. I will tell normally. For example, normally how will you write the method? Public, I would say void. I will take the total public class, and this is the class name, and from here to here, this is the scope of the class. Here I would like to take the methods. Normally, how will you take the methods? Void, method name, and from this is here to here, the scope of the method. Here what I am saying is abstract method not having body. If I declare with the if I give the body, then that is the concrete method. Till now we are doing the operations based on the concrete methods only. Abstract method doesn't contain the body. If you declared with like this, then we can say that is the abstract. We can mention with abstract keyword also, like abstract add. So if you declare with the abstract keyword, then the abstract method doesn't have the body. Doesn't have the body. So basically methods are two types: concrete method and abstract methods. Concrete method meaning normal methods. Till now we are doing the programs, everything comes under the concrete methods. Abstract methods meaning we can declare the method signature with abstract. Abstract meaning that is the security. The method don't have the any body. If you declare like this is the semicolon is the separator. Void is the return type. Abstract is the I would say keyword. Add is the method. If you declared the method signature like this, then we can say that is the abstract method. Then we can say abstract method. Then we can say abstract method. Normally, methods are two types: instance method and static methods. One step down, we have the two types of methods basically: concrete methods and abstract methods. Concrete methods and abstract methods. So normal methods you can say concrete methods. Whenever you declared with the abstract keyword, then you can say abstract methods. Then we can say abstract methods. Then we can say abstract methods. Then this is all about abstraction. So abstraction, it is used to hide the unnecessary data and provide the required information, and we can use abstraction using the abstract classes and interfaces. And we have two types of methods, those are concrete methods and abstract methods. And if you declared with the abstract method with the abstract, then the method have, in the interview perspective, they will ask the what is the difference between abstract method and non-abstract method. Non-abstract method is nothing but concrete method only. Concrete method meaning the method like abstract, we know we won't use the abstract keyword for this the concrete method. Then the interview perspective, they will ask the question, what is the difference between the abstract method and non-abstract method. Abstract method doesn't have the body, non-abstract method have the body. Only the difference is that one only. Abstract method have the abstract method doesn't have the body. You can declare with the semicolon, but concrete method have the body. Concrete method have the body. So same method I will take void, like I will take one more method, that is test method I will take, not test, writing is the method. And from here to here, this is the scope of this method. Now I am saying this is the concrete method, I am saying this is the abstract method. Abstract method, if you declare a method with abstractor, then we can say abstract method. The abstract method doesn't contain any body. If the method normal methods, if the method doesn't have the abstract, then you can say concrete method. Concrete method. So concrete method, this is the thing. And then, so these are the points you should remember in the abstraction category. Like so next one, interface. Interface is the very important, actually very interesting topic. So we'll see, we'll discuss some points about the interface. First point, it is used to achieve the loosely coupling. Loosely coupling, that is the first point. What does it mean by loosely coupling? In the inheritance concept, so one class is depend on the parent, that is the tight coupling. If the one class is doesn't depend in another class, then we can say, loose coupling. Loose coupling, for example, if you take like last session we discussed with the RBI example. RBI is the parent, and SBI, and there lot of banks will be there under the there. So like like basic level banks are, if they don't like the parent implementation, they return their own implementation. In the same way, so implementation is based on the child, then we can say loosely coupling. Then we can say loosely coupling. So I will show you one by one. So next point, interfaces contains abstract methods only. Interfaces contains abstract methods only. Abstract methods only. And then next, interfaces contains abstract methods only. Next, I would say interface cannot contain constructors. So interface don't have the constructors. Interface don't have the constructors. And one more, you should interface cannot create the object. Cannot create the object. Next, interface cannot create the object. Interface implement the implementing interface with the abstract methods only. With the abstract methods only. So in the interview perspective, in the interface, so you should remember these points. Interface, it is used to achieve the loosely coupling, and interface contains the abstract methods only. Interface cannot contain the constructors. Interface cannot create the object, at implementing the interfaces with the abstract methods only. Abstract methods only. And I will show you the diagrammatically where abstract class we will use regularly. Then we will get the full clarity about the abstract like interface. Once again, I am taking 1 minute. I will open my notepad and there I will show you where we will use the no interface. Then we'll get the full clarity about the interface. So once again, I am opening and expand my notepad. Expand, expand, expand. Okay. Okay, we are discussing with interface. Interface. First point, it is used to achieve the loosely coupling. Loosely coupling. That is the first point. What does it mean by loosely coupling? Loosely coupling meaning, for example, if you take this is the one class and this is the one more class, this is the one more class, this is the one more class. I'm taking this is the class A and this is the class B. If the class B depends on class A, this class A depends on the class A, then we can say tight coupling. Then we can say tight coupling. If the same class B doesn't depend on the class A, we can say loosely coupling. You can say loosely coupling. Got the clarity? Tight coupling meaning if the one class depends on the another class, then we can say tight coupling. Tight meaning this class is inheriting the properties from class A. Loosely coupling meaning no properties can extending from the one class to another class. Tight coupling meaning the class B is extending. Class B is depending on the class A. Loose coupling meaning no class can't depend on the another class. Okay. Hmm? Hmm. We can implement. I will interface. This is the first point. This is the first point, and then in like next one, I would say I will take another color. So what does it mean by interface? How will you understand in the real time? Like I will draw the diagram. This is the interface, and this is the interface. Now this is the client and this is the client. Client meaning this is the client. This is the interface. This is the, I will write here. This is the interface. In inter. This is the interface. This is the interface. This one is the client. This one is the object with resources. Object with resources. Resources, or we can say services. Or we can say services. We can say services. This is the one system and this one is the one system. This one is the one system. Client meaning our browsers. Our browsers like Chrome, Edge. So like we have multiple tools we have now like Chrome, Edge. These are the clients. So interface is a mediator in between two systems. One system is client, one system is object with resources. Object with resources. For example, you are going to ATM. You are going to ATM. ATM there only we can observe the withdraw option. But the backend implementation we don't require. Only we can see only the withdraw option only. But the backend implementation is the object with resources. Withdraw is the Chrome. Withdraw is the Chrome. I will tell few more examples, then you will get the clarity. So one person will be there. This is the one person. Person is the person. Here we have the fan. Here we have the fan. So now the person want to on the switch and off the switch. On the switch and off the switch. So the mediator in between the person and fan is the switch. Is the switch. Switch is the mediator acting in between the person and fan. With the help of switch, the person able to stop the fan, the person able to start the fan. In this case, switch is the mediator. Mediator. In this case, switch is the interface. I will tell one more example also. We have the person. We have the person, and we have the person want to watch the TV, and the person want to change the channels as well. Channels as well. So how will the person how the channels will change the on the TV? We have the interface, that is the remote. That is the remote. So with the help of remote, the person able to change the channels. Change the channels. Change the channels. Basically, interface is a mediator between the two systems. Two systems. So in this case, interface is the mediator in between the two systems. One system is the Chrome, one system is the client, another system is the object with services. Object with services. Object with services. These are the two examples. Like the person want to start the fan, the person want to stop the fan. There the mediator will act as a interface. Switch is the interface in this case. And the next case, the person want to stop or start the TV or change, the person want to change the channels. Then in this case, remote is act as a interface. Interface is a mediator between the two systems. One system is Chrome, one system is the client, another system is the object with resources. Object with resources. Anyone, any confusion? Interface is the very beautiful concept. Interface is the very beautiful concept. Yeah. I will explain one more time. Hmm. So abstraction, we are discussing the topic abstraction. Abstraction main purpose is to hide the unnecessary data and and providing required information. Required information. This is the main purpose of the abstraction. Okay. Next point we can observe abstraction. We can achieve abstraction using the abstract classes and interfaces. Abstract classes and interfaces. Abstract classes meaning if you mention the abstract keyword before the class name, then you can say abstract classes. And we are discussing about the interfaces. Interfaces. Interfaces, main purpose of the interfaces also hide the unnecessary data and provide the required information. Provide the required information. Interface main purpose also same thing. Okay. So also it is the one of the another uses is to achieve the loosely coupling. Loosely coupling. Interface contains the abstract methods only. Interface cannot contain the constructors and interface cannot create the objects. Implementing the interface with the abstract methods only. Okay. Now after this what I am saying is we are discussing about the interface. Interface, it is used to achieve the loosely coupling. Loosely coupling, the main purpose is the main purpose of the interface is hide the unnecessary data and provide the required information only. Hide unnecessary data and provide required information. Provide required information. This is the main purpose of the interface only. This is the main purpose. Main purpose of the interface is hide the unnecessary data and providing the required information only. So where like we can observe the interface is it is a mediator in between the two systems. One system is the client, second system is the object with the resources. Object with resources. For example, if you go the ATM, this is the ATM. I am saying the simple example. This is the ATM. This is the ATM. One person will go to withdraw the amount. There we have the like the person, the normal step, the person, what the person will do. First he put the card into the ATM and then he enter the PIN number and it will display some options like withdraw and check balance and all. The person want to withdraw the amount 1000 rupees. There the person will have the option that is the withdraw. Withdraw. Who is displaying? Who is user? Here user. User went to ATM. User went to ATM. The user put the ATM card into the ATM and it will ask the PIN number. He given the PIN number and there some options will come like withdraw, check balance and all. When the person choose the withdraw option, this withdraw option communicate with the object with resources. Object with resources. Withdraw is the method. This withdraw method communicate with the object with resources. In this case, interface is act as a mediator. In this case, interface is act as a mediator in between user and ATM. User and ATM. So basically interface is the mediator in between the two systems. The main purpose of interface is to hide the data and provide the required information only. Uh, like in this case you can observe. So this is the first example. This example you can observe. We have the one person. The person want to change the speed of the fan. Stop the fan or start the fan. In between the person and fan we have the switch. Switch is the mediator in this case. And the same example, the person want to control the TV channels and all. In this case, remote is the interface in between the person and TV. In this case also, we'll have the withdraw option. Whenever you click the withdraw option, this is the method only. For this is the abstract method only. For this abstract method, there somewhere they will write the implementation as well. So when the user went to the ATM, then the interface act as a mediator in between the ATM and user. ATM and user. With the help of interface only, we can able to see the withdraw option. We can able to see the withdraw option. When the I would say when the user click on the withdraw, then what will happen? So it will goes to the implementation and whatever the logic will be there. So based on the logic, the amount will be withdrawn. The amount will be withdrawn. Basically, we should remember hmm, C type. So this is the basically we should remember interface. It is used to achieve the loosely coupling, and the main purpose of the interface is hide the unnecessary data and provide the required information. So basically it is the mediator in between the two systems. Two systems. One system is the client and another system is the object with resources. Object with resources. For example, I have explained two examples. This is the normal psychological examples. One person will be there. The person want to start or stop the fan. So how the help of switch you can able to start or stop the fan. In this case, switch is act as a mediator. Then we can say switch is the interface. And we have the another example, second example. In this case, the person want to regulate the channels. The person want to regulate the channels. In this case, remote is act as a interface. With the help of remote, the person change the channels or stop the TV. Everything will with the help of remote only. With the help of remote only. So this much clear till now, interface and where the interface will be available. You can observe, you can read these points on 1 minute. I mean, you can read the. Got it about the interface basically. So in the interface, second point we'll discuss about the methods. Sir, for, I would say in the interface have any methods or not? Yes, we have the methods. We have the methods. The methods always should be the methods always should be public abstract only. Public abstract only. Public abstract only. If you like it, if you like, if you don't like anything, methods always should be abstract only. For example, if I not mention like I would say public class, public class, the class name is the test, and I am mentioning right like this, and void m1. So instead of class, now onwards we will write the interface. So if I declare like this, if you mention abstract or non-abstract, it will treat it like as a abstract only. It will treat it like as a abstract only. I will show you one program, then you can get the clarity. For example, I am going here. I am so in the file I am taking one file, text document. The document name I am taking tester. Test is the file name dot java. Okay, I am opening the test.java. Here I will take the public interface. Public interface. Public interface. The class name is the test. From here to here, this is the scope of the interface. Now what I am doing is I am taking the methods. The methods I am taking void m1 method I am taking. M1 method I am taking. I am declaring the method here. When I am declaring the method here, I am saving the file. So my point what I am saying is, if I mention the interface contains abstract methods only. If I am not mentioning the compiler will assign the abstract keyword for that method. So I am saving the file. Now I am running the file. I am opening my command prompt cmd and java c test.java, and so the file calls so java p tester. You can read this line: public interface test, public interface test. I am mentioning only void m1. If you observe here, the compiler is given a public, and the compiler will add public abstract. So that's point I am saying. That's point I am saying. If you mention or not mention, compiler will defaultly add the public abstract. Public abstract. So that is the point I am saying here. Methods always should be, if you forgot to write the abstract and access specifier also, the compiler will add defaultly public and abstract. That's why interface contains abstract methods only. That's why interface contains abstract methods only. And so in this interview perspective, they will ask one more question, like, does interface contains the variables? Yes. Does interface contains the variables? In the interview perspective, they will ask the question, does interface contains any variables? Yes, it will contains the variables. But the variables always public static finals only. Public static final. Final. So the compiler, if you declared with any variable inside the interface, the compiler defaultly assign the public static final variables. Public static final variables. This much clear? In the interview perspective, these questions are regular. Does interface contains any variables? Yes, interface contains the variables. The variables always public static final only. If you mention, if you like it, if you don't like it, compiler will give the default values. Default one, public static final. Public static final. Variables are, yes, the interface contains variables. The variables should be public static final only. If you mention or not mention, the compiler will give these values. The compiler will give this one, public static final only. Next, in the next question they will ask, does interface contains methods? Yes, the interface contains the methods. If you mention or not mention, the compiler will give the public abstract methods only. That's why we are saying interface contains only abstract methods. That's why interface contains only abstract methods. Okay, what is the syntax for the interface? Syntax for the interface. You can say public interface and here we can say interface name. This is the interface name. From here to here, this is the scope of the, here you can write the logic. Not logic. This is the scope of the statements. This is the syntax. This is the syntax for the interface. This is the syntax for the interface. These points you should remember. This is the first point. Interface is the mediator in between the two systems. These are the examples, and this is the methods. Like, does interface having any methods? Yes, we have the methods. Like, if you mention or if you like it or don't like it, compiler will give the default as a abstract, public abstract only. Public abstract only. Next, does interface contain any variables? Yes, it contains the variables. If you like it or don't like it, the compiler defaultly will mention as a public static final. Public static final. So what is the syntax for the interface? We can say this is the syntax. public interface and interface name. From here to here, this is the scope of the interface. From here to here, this is the scope of the interface. So in this case, I will explain one diagram, then you will get the some clarity. Easier relation. Okay. Easier relation. I am saying easier relation. Easier relation. First, I am taking. First, I am taking class, and here also I am taking class. Here I am taking interface. Interface. Here also I am taking interface. If you want to extend the properties from class to class, then which keyword we will use? Which keyword extends? Extend keywords we will use. Extend keyword. If you want to extend the properties from class to interface, we will use the implements. We will use the implements. And interface to class, there is no keyword. No, we will use no keyword. And interface to interface, we will use the extend keyword. We will use the extends keyword. This is the table, small table, you can remember. Easier relation meaning we can inherit the properties from parent class to child class. Parent class to child class. And if you want to inherit the properties from class to class, we will use the extend keyword. We will use the extend keyword. And second thing, we want to extend the properties from class to interface, then we can mention the implements. And interface to class, there is no relation. And interface to interface, we will use the extends keyword. We will use the extends keyword. We will use the extends keyword. This is the sixth step, you should remember. This is the sixth step, you can remember. And 1 minute, I am expanding this one. Okay. So with the help of interface, we will write one example. I am taking one example. For example, one person will be there. I am declaring the person name like this. The person name will be there. Public. I am mentioning the person. If I take the public, if I take the interface, if I take the interface person, from here to here, this is the scope of the interface. This is the interface keyword. This is the keyword, and this is the interface name. This is the interface name. And from here to here, this is the scope of the interface. This is the scope of the interface. Here I am with the in the interface, it will contain only abstract methods. It will contain only abstract method. So the person doing I am taking the methods. Those methods are the person doing something is the one method, and second method is void something, and second method is learning something, some method I am taking. So this is the person method having two methods, that is the void something, second one is the learning, second one is the learning. This is the interface, this is the interface. Now we will take the one method, that is the one more method, like public class implements this person. We can write here, I'm writing this person here, that is the person. Whenever you mention the person, then we need to override these two methods. We need to override these two methods. We need to override these two methods here. Override these two methods. Void something. Here we need to write the logic. Void something. Here we need to write the logic. We need to write the implementation will be available in the class level. We'll write the implementation in the class. So this is the same method here also. Void learning, and for this method we will write the implementation here. We'll write the implementation here. So after this, the same concept. These are the which way methods. These are instance methods or static methods, instance method. Then we can create the object and we can access the instance methods. We can access the instance method. Interface is hiding the implementation. It will provide the only methods. It will provide the only methods. Implementation will be available in the different files. Implementation will be available in the different files. Different files. So I will write one program and I will show you in the real-time scenarios how in the real-time scenarios we will use the interface also. Interface is a very important concept, and I will show you. I will write the program and I will show you how the interface will use Eclipse. This is my ID. So I am going my project. I am going my project SRC, and here I will create one package, control N for creating the package. I would say I am taking the package, and here I will mention the package inter interfaces and all. Interface. Okay. So in this package I will mention control N. I will first one I will take the interface. person, uh, interface person. Now I am taking the two methods. One method is like a void something, any methods I am taking. So in the interface only it will contain only abstract methods. Abstract method meaning without body. Now I am taking one more method, that is void learning, and so here also I am declaring. I am taking two methods. One is the something, one is the learning. Two methods I am taking. Okay, I am saving the file. I am saving the file, and in the interface I will take one more class also. One more class also. That is the class. Here I will take the student. 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 We need to implement the interface. Interface implements is the keyword. With the help of implements we can implement the interface. So person, and it is throwing the error. Why it is throwing? We need to override the methods. So if you scroll over the your cursor on the student, it will give the suggestions. Add unimplemented methods. Add unimplemented methods, meaning the methods already available in the person interface. We need to implement those methods. That's why it is showing the add and unimplemented methods. Okay, if you double click over it, so you can observe override. The methods are override. Override meaning the method signature having both parent and child. You can observe the method signature in the parent child and the method signature in the parent, both are same. That's why override, you can say this is the override. Okay, now what I am doing, I am writing some dummy message, that is the sysout statement, like student is doing something. Student is doing something. Okay, and here I will write like sysout statement, student is doing learning. Okay, these two are the methods. I have written the implementation here. So in the interface I declared only methods. Implementation I have written in the student class. Now I will take the main method, and inside the main method these two are instance method. How can I access the instance method? We will use the object. We will create the object for the child class, and then we can create the object. Control C, and so S and down. We can access the methods h dot something and h dot learning. h dot learning h dot learning. Okay, control save and run. Run as Java application. Run as Java application. We can see this is the example. Students is doing something, student is doing nothing. So the same scenario I will show you in the real-time project also. Real-time project also I will show you. Here we have the TLC project. So I am opening the TLC project, and I am opening TLC project. So here we'll have the kitty party, and so the backend we will write under the core module. I am opening the src main Java TLC web kitty party core, and we can observe here we will have the services servlets. So I am going through the services. If I open the MuleSoft API, there will have the methods, not this one. So I am going this one, utils. I am going, we'll have the servlets, If we go to the servlets, we will have the implementations. This one. If I go to the models, we go button.java, test.java, and this project servlets utils. If I open the utils, it is having this one. I'm going back, 4, 4, 4, TLC. So I am opening another web brand delivery. I am going the core and src main java com TLC AEM brand delivery internal utils. There we can observe name.java. Yeah, you can observe here. These are the interfaces. I will open one this one. If you observe, I will explain one more time. This is the real-time project. Actually, I am opening the models module folder. There we will have the some classes like bank promotions, banner conversion, and box listing, brand vapor, carousel.java, celebration.java. These are the actual interfaces. Interfaces implementation will be available under the IMPL module. Okay, I am opening this one. Bank promotions I am opening. You can observe interface is the keyword and bank promotions is the interface name. Interface name. Interface name. You can observe this is the class. The class is the abstract class. Abstract class doesn't contain any body. Abstract class doesn't contain any body. Okay, bank promotion is the interface name. Interface is the keyword. Interface is the keyword. This is the declaration, and we'll have the implementation under the IMPL. Simply go there and bank promotions IMPL. If you open the bank promotion IPL, there we will find out the implementation. You can observe here. This is the class bank promotional, and which class we are promoting? Bank promotions. Bank promotions is the interface name. We are implementing meaning we are overriding same class from there to here, same class from there to here. We are writing the logic for the same method. One second. Yeah, bank promotions is the interface name. In the interface contains only abstract methods. Abstract methods doesn't contain body. We will take another class. There we can write the implementation. We can observe this project this much of interfaces contains, like banner carousel is the one implementation, and I will open. So banner carousel is the one interface, box listing is the one interface, and brand vapor is the one interface, carousel is the one interface. For all these interfaces, we will write the implementation there itself. So I am opening the box listing. You can observe here, these are the methods. Get title is the one method, get description is the one method, get price is the one method, and get image path is the one method, get image path alter text is the one method. If you mention or don't mention, the compiler will treat as a public abstract only. Public abstract only. So in this file also, like we haven't mentioned any public abstract. If you mention or not mention, the compiler will add the public abstract. These are the methods, abstract methods having in the interface. Okay, for this interface, we'll have the implementation. There we have the implementation, that is the box listing IMPL. If I open this one, you can observe here all the methods we are overriding from there to here. First this one, get export type. First one, get title, get description, and get price, get image path, and get image alt text. In the interface, we will declare only methods. Implementation we will return in the class. In the class. So got the clarity? Anyone have any confusion about the abstraction? Abstraction and interface. Interface is the very regularly we will use in the real-time scenarios. Real-time scenarios. Hmm? Why we use interfaces? Till now I am saying same thing now. Basically, for example, you purchase one car. You don't know how the internal process is working. Your main purpose is you like start the car. You want to go from here to somewhere. This is the your perspective. You don't want how the internal process is going on. This much of details you don't require. So for that purpose, we'll write the interface. For example, you are going to ATM to withdraw the money. You are enter the PIN. We will get the withdraw option. So that withdraw option is the method. We don't know, like we don't want how the process is happen in the internally of ATM. We don't want. So hiding the internal process. Hiding the internal process and providing the necessary information only. Providing the necessary information only. So if you observe in the case of ATM, like if you withdraw the amount, then the ATM it will hide the internal process and it will directly give the amount. In case of car also, like the car will happen internally process, but the car will hide the internal process. We don't want to how the internally process happen in the car. Our requirement is whenever you start the car will start and the car will go from here to somewhere. This is the scenario we want. The internal process we don't want. So in this case, with the help of interface, we can hide the internal process and it will provide the functionality only. It will provide the functionality only. Naveen, got it? Interface is the mediator. Normally, uh, when will you go the ATM? We'll have the withdraw option. If you click the withdraw option, like the withdraw option is like that is the interface. It will have the implementation, but the ATM doesn't show the implementation. It will directly give the amount. So if you want to hide the implementation and if you want to basically interface meaning, it will provide the required information on it. It will hide the backend process. That is the thing. For example, will you purchase a car or bike something? You don't want to how the engine is working, how the fuel is consuming. So this kind of information we don't want. If you start the bike, you want to go some from here to somewhere. So that is our requirement. For example, you are the you are doing 1 lakh rupees salary. You don't want from your only the thing is buy a bike and you want to roaming the areas. That is your requirement. You don't want out the internal process is happening in the bike. That requirement is you don't want. So in the interface case also, it will hide the unnecessary data. Unnecessary data meaning internal process it is hiding. So everybody don't want internal process. The ATM also like multiple educated peoples will go to withdraw the amount and like some working peoples also will go to the withdraw the amount. So what the ATM will do, ATM will hide the implementation, meaning what the process is happening internally. So yeah, nobody wants that process, any all everybody want only money. So in that case interface hide the what the process is happening behind, and it will directly give the amount. That is the scenario. We don't want like what the like happening the process happening internally in the ATM. We don't want, we want only amount. So such cases we directly will use the interfaces, we will directly use the interfaces. We will directly use the interfaces. So any confusion anyone about the interfaces? So I will explain one more time, then you know if anyone got somewhere now we'll get the clarity. So we are like today we are discussing about the fourth principle. Fourth principle in the OOPS we have the total four principles. Now we are discussing about the fourth principle. Fourth principle is abstraction. Abstraction, it is used to hide the unnecessary data and provide the required information. Provide the required information. We can achieve the abstraction using the abstract class, using the abstract class and interfaces as well. Whenever you mention, whenever you declared with the abstract class, then you can mention the abstract keyword. Abstract is the keyword. Okay. After that we are discussing about the interfaces. Interfaces, it is used to achieve the loosely coupling. Loosely coupling. Loosely coupling means if the one class is depend with the another class, then we can say tight coupling. If one class is doesn't depend on the another class, then we can say loosely coupling. Loosely coupling. Interface contains abstract methods only. If you like it or don't like it, the compiler will provide abstract, public abstract only. Next, interface cannot contain the constructors. Interface don't have any constructors. Next, interface cannot create the object. For interface, we cannot able to create the objects. Next, implementing interfaces with abstract methods only. Implementing interfaces with abstract methods only. You can override the methods and you can write the implementation. You can write the implementation. So here in this scenario, I am taking the two systems. Interface is acting as a mediator in between the two systems. One is the client. Second one is the object with services. Object with services. For example, if you take the one person, the person want to start or stop the fan. So who will the act as a mediator? Switch will be act as a mediator. And if I take the second person, the second person want to change the channels, or the person want to change volume or reduce the volume or increase the volume, anything the features want to change the person. In this case, remote is act as a mediator in between the TV and the person. TV and the person. Okay, what is the syntax for the, in the interview perspective they will ask the questions like, does interface contain any methods or not? Yes, interface contain the methods. The methods are public abstract only. You like it or don't like it, the compiler will assign public abstract only. Next, in the interview perspective they will ask the regular question, that is the variable. Does interface contain any variables? Yes, it will contain the variables. That is the, if you like it or don't like it, it will provide the public abstract, public static final only. Public static final only. Next, what about syntax? Syntax is, first is the access specifier, and interface is the keyword and interface name. This is the curly braces. From here to see here, this is the scope of curly braces. In between you can write the statements, and we will have the user relationship box. From class to class, extending the properties, we will use the extend keyword. Class to interface, we will use the implements. Interface to class, there is no relation, and interface to interface, we will use the extends keyword. Extends keyword. So for that purpose I am taking one example. Person is doing two methods. Here there is no implementation, we can declare with the only semicolon, and then with the help of class we can write some implementation here. These are the
these are the instance methods. How will you access the instance method? You should create the object to the child class, and we can access the object. We can access object with method name, reference variable with method name. So there we can write. The main purpose of the interface is to hide the data and providing the required information. Providing the required information. Like if you go for the ATM, we don't want like how the ATM is internally process is going on. We want only amount. We'll go the ATM, put the card in the ATM, type the pin number. There much options will come like check balance, pin change, and withdraw the amount. And if you click the withdrawal amount, and it will ask the how much amount you want. For example, will you give the 5,000, then it will process and it will give the amount. But the internal process we don't want. The ATM is processing. The ATM also doing internally some work, but we don't want the internal work. We want only amount. So if you want to hide that internal process, then we will use the internal, I would say, interface. We don't want internal process. We want only amount. Then we will go for the interface. Then we'll go for the interface. So I will stop the live. So this much till now everyone understood. So should I go for next concept? Abstract. So till now we completed the OOPS four principles. First one is encapsulation. Second one is inheritance. Third one is polymorphism. Fourth one is abstraction. Four principles. Four principles. If you understand clearly four principles, you can play boxing with the core Java. Really, you can play boxing with the core Java. If you don't understand these four principles, core Java will play boxing with you. Core Java will play boxing with you. So this is depend on the your practice itself only. Four principles. Four principles. After this, we'll have the very interesting topic, that is the exceptions handling. Exception handling. That is also very most important. Very most important. Wherever you go, in the any interview, they compulsory, that is also hot, I would say, very most important topic, that is the exception handling. So I will show you the trailer of the exception. So I will show you trailer of the exception. So here we should learn first what is exception. That is the first thing you should know. And next thing is types of exceptions. Types of exceptions. And third one you should know why to handle the exceptions. Why to handle the exceptions. And fourth one, exception propagation. And fifth one, difference between the exception error. What is the difference between the exception and error? And sixth one, checked exceptions. And seventh one, unchecked exceptions. Unchecked exceptions.
unchecked exceptions. And so exception with keywords. Eighth point you can remember, exception with keywords. Exception with keywords. What are the keywords we have? First keyword is the try, and second keyword is the catch, and third keyword is the finally, and fourth keyword is the throw, and fifth keyword is the throws, and ninth one we can learn about the custom exception. Custom exception. Custom exception. Custom exception. In the exception handling, we should aware of these concepts. We should aware of these concepts. First, what is exception? Types of exceptions. Why to handle the exceptions, and exception propagation. Difference between the difference difference between the exception vs error. What is checked exception? What is unchecked exception? And exception with keyword. Keywords are the try, catch, finally, throw, and throws. Okay. Now we'll try to understand what does it mean by exception. What does it mean by the exception? The main purpose of exception is to achieve the graceful termination. Graceful termination. Graceful termination also we can say successful termination. Successful termination. So I will tell you this one. Normal, I will write the program. For example, normally we will write the program like this: public class test from here to here. This is the scope of the main method. I will write in the notepad. Then you can write where is yeah. So I am creating one package, that is the exceptions package. I am taking the one package, that is the exceptions. Okay. In the exceptions, I will create one class. We have the shortcut Control N, and we will create the one class. The class name is, I will take any name, some demo I will take. In this demo, I will take first thing. I will take the main method. I will take the main method. I will take the main method. In this method, I will write the some statements. Sysout statement. So I will pass the program execution started. Execution started, and second one, Control C. I'm increasing the space. Okay. Here I will write three statements. So here the program execution ended. End. Here the program execution at first phase. First phase, and the program execution at the second phase. Second phase. This is the actual program. This is the actual program. I am saving the file. I am saving the file. If I run the file, if I run the file, so you can observe what the result will be. Result will be the execution started, the execution start at the first phase, the execution at the second phase, the execution end. So I have written the program, I have executed the file. So the result will be, this is the graceful termination. This is the graceful termination. This is the successfully termination. This is the successfully termination. But sometimes what will happen, my program not always will give the successfully termination. My program not always will give the successfully termination. Sometimes what will happen, sometimes it will be terminated abnormally, terminated abnormally, terminated abnormally. For example, here I will write like this. Here I will write like this, like int, I will take some any number int I equal to 10 by 0. 10 by 0 I am taking. Okay. So now in the system statement I am calling. In the system statement I am calling I. I am calling I. I am saving the file. I am saving the file and I am running the application. I am running the application. We can observe here. We can observe here. Only 2 lines got executed. From third line onwards, remaining statements not executed, not executed. So basically, like my file, I have written my file. So if the file will execute the 100%, that is the graceful termination. But sometimes what will happen, my program will not execute, that is the abnormal termination. Why? Because if you observe this line, so in the like 10 we cannot divide it by 0, 10 we cannot divide it by 0. So this is the, due to this one, the my controller got execute only 2 statements. After this my controller not executed remaining statements. So if you do like this, that is not a good thing for the developer. What the main purpose of the developer? The developer will execute all the files. Then only our project will be work. Whenever our project will give the graceful termination, then only we can say the project is working. If the project is working, now what is happening? The controller is got terminated abnormally. So like an interrupted or uneven, like I would say, so due to this interruption, our terminal got terminated in middle only. So that is the not good thing. So to overcome this, we'll have the exceptions. With the help of exceptions, we'll overcome those interruptions, abnormal, to avoid the abnormal terminations, and then we will give the graceful terminations only. So for that purpose, we will have the exception handling. So this is the demo for the exception handling. So we'll developer always should give the graceful terminations only. If the program will not give that graceful termination, then we can say that is the abnormal termination. Then we need to handle that exceptions. If you can handle the exception, then it will give the graceful termination. Then it will give the graceful termination. So this is the scenario. So in the exception handling, so these are the concepts we will discuss. What is exceptions, types of exceptions, why to handle the exceptions, exceptions propagations, and exception vs error, checked exceptions and unchecked exceptions, exceptions with keywords like try keyword, catch keyword, finally throws, and custom exceptions. These are the topics like we should aware. This is the very important important and very interesting topic as well. Very, very important. Exceptions. Exceptions. So this is the trailer. So from the next session onwards, we'll start the show. Okay.